I think, you know what? Give me angry. Will you give me angry? You've had a bad day. You're cranky? Yeah, thank you. Good. Good. Ooh, angrier. Ooh, you're scaring me. Stop it. That's it. More. Yeah, come on. You're big. You're big. All right, destroy me.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Trying times makes for strange bedfellows, the old saying goes, meaning that when you're facing tough times, times of war, you might see the United States and the USSR fighting on the same side. They may be allies, right? Which is inconceivable in any other time. And America is technically at war with Russia right now and has been for the last 80 years. But strange allies are created given tough circumstances, and this is quite frankly a story about that. Let me start at the beginning. I hate the portrait of King Charles. Now, I hate modernist art anyway. Kings in England used to be painted as regal and as royals and as ascendant and as, I mean, quite frankly, chosen by God via divine right. I'm not saying King Charles is any of those things. I'm just saying that is the tradition. And so that's the way that they were portrayed. And there's no shortage of portraits of English kings and royalty and nobility all throughout Europe. Yet this is the portrait that was unveiled of King Charles burning in hell. Okay, what is the artist trying to tell us here? Nobody's quite sure. This is the actual, this is again the actual literal portrait right here. It has been duplicated in this tweet, and you can see some very interesting. Okay, so here's the portrait just as it stands. All right, here you go. Here's your King Charles portrait. Again, swimming in pasta sauce or burning in the pit of hell. Now they've duplicated the portrait, and what do you see? Do you see some creepy satanic goat head? Is that what you see? That's what people online say. Do you see it? It's called a Baphomet, and it is the traditional depiction of like a Satan, right? An occult Satan. So maybe is that what this is? Again, it stands to reason, and if you know anything about the history of the royal family, the ancient and/or modern history of the royal family, some creepy stuff going on with these people. So are they just trying to, and what you know about the Satanists is that they always try and do this stuff in public. They have to brag about what they're doing. So they have to incorporate actually their iconography into public works and public art, and that's why you see all public works and public art getting uglier and more hideous and more disgusting. And clearly King Charles hates this thing, obviously. Like, look at the way he responds to it, right? He responds by like wincing, literally worried and fearful. Like, I think he thinks that, like, does he think that it's going to attack him? Does he think this is some type of ruse? Look at him. He clearly hates it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's not alone. So there have been now new groups of people who hate this painting. And this is why I say that tough times make for strange bedfellows, because I agree with them generally, okay, in the desecration of this art, because I think this portrait is evil. I don't like this portrait, but I also don't like the freakish, like, stop oil people, but they did desecrate the painting. So I don't know. I don't know whose side I'm on here. Here they are. These are activists who covered up the King Charles portrait with Wallace and Gromit. No cheese, Gromit. Look at the cruelty for the farms, they say. So they have now covered up the portrait and turned him into Wallace and Gromit. So it's kind of funny, honestly, but also it's great. Great to see, because this portrait is, again, completely and totally hideous and grotesque and is awful. And so I'm in favor of people desecrating it. Like, what else do you want from me? I was like, I don't like it. And so, good. New King Charles Satan painting has already been vandalized. All right. Again, these are some animal rights, freak animal rights group. Many are on here celebrating this along with me. Again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So am I siding with these people? Oh man, what a crazy world we live in. King Charles, highly controversial first portrait as king has been vandalized by protesters. These kind of protesters usually annoy me, but this is solid work here. This guy, that is totally what I agree with. Animal rights activist Animal Rising has covered King Charles's official portrait with stickers of Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Honestly, kind of okay with the King Charles hell portrait being vandalized. That everybody has the same take here. Everybody has the same take. The same take is that this thing is a total and complete abomination. The original reactions here, of course, is this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It ranges from the ugliest thing I've ever seen to the painter himself is super creepy. He's painted Kevin Spacey, for instance. We know a lot about Kevin Spacey. He's painted Tony Blair and Prince Philip. King Camilla's reaction was, yes, you've got him. So this guy's wife, and she's saying, oh, yes, this looks exactly like him. And everybody's saying that it's Satan in hell. So what does that mean? People saying pay attention to the monarch butterfly. I think there's something that I'm missing here. If the point was to make King Charles look like a ghost emerging from a pool of vomit, then I'd say very well done. It's not vomit, it's Wallace and Gromit. At no point did someone along the way say, hey, King Charles, people might think that this all-red painting of you emerging from the pits of hell as Satan's general might be perceived as a little bit evil. Nope, nobody stopped to say that. Yeah, okay. Michael Knowles is sitting here saying he likes it, I think, unless this is somehow ironic. I don't know. Michael Knowles explaining what maybe the monarch butterfly is here. A monarch butterfly, one assumes, is not just some dusty old thing. That's the cocoon. The butterfly, like tradition, is vibrant. Like tradition, the butterfly is paradoxical, both fragile and durable. A graceful symbol of renewal. Okay. Nothing satanic about that painting at all. Vampire. So, getting roasted in the comments. People saying he looks like he came out of a deep dish. The deep dish king. Yeah, all right. Saying he's a crypt keeper. Totally like this one. In other news, King Charles just unveiled a portrait of himself looking like Satan burning in hell. Yep. And this one, it's good from the Daily Caller. It's my favorite. There you go. Okay, let's give me that Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump's trial portrait is perfect. Here's how CNN covered all this. I don't think they mentioned that he looks like Satan burning in hell. Let's find out.
This just in. The official portrait of King Charles has now been vandalized, and there's video of it. CNN's Max Foster, let's bring him in from London. Max, what has happened? What is this?
Well, it is it's a pressure group, and they are against cruelty on farms. So this is the very famous painting, of course. It was famous because lots of people didn't like it, but lots of people did like it. It's Charles's first official portrait as king. These activists came along making the point that King Charles is patron of the RSPCA, as it's called, an animal welfare organisation. And they have a assured farm scheme, and the activists say those farms still are cruel to animals, some of them, so they want to get rid of this assured scheme. So they're basically animal rights activists accusing the king of being hypocritical, overseeing an organisation which isn't protecting animal rights. So they created this cartoon character saying there's cruelty on farms, and they used the British cartoon characters, Wallace and Gromit, for that. So it's making lots of headlines. This is the picture, Kate. You'll remember it. Lots of people describing it as some sort of hellscape or him bathing in blood, but it's become a very famous photo. It's become a really big thing on social media, so they're getting lots of attention for it.
Also, I mean, it is an official portrait of the king. I mean, are people in this group going to get in trouble for this? I mean, I
think so, because from what we can tell, there isn't glass along the front of it either. But it does look as though, you know, no paint was used. There's certainly some glue that was used. I think it's certainly going to be seen as an act of vandalism. And we've contacted the police, but it's only just happened. So I think they're pretty early on in the investigation.
Absolutely. All right, Max. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.